Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Battlefront II Modded. We're continuing on with a continued look at the Ultimate Battlefront: The Clone Wars mod by Xavius, aka myself, and we're playing the Abrogado Ray map. I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce it. It's kind of a weird name, but it is actually based on an actual planet in Star Wars canon. I don't know if it still exists in the new Disney canon, but it was a planet back when I created this mod, and I don't really know what it's famous for, but it was just like a random name, and I decided to make a map. I think I named the map after I created it, actually. Anyways, we're going to capture this command post. This map is actually made up of a mix of like Tatooine assets from the first Star Wars Battlefront, as well as like some, I think, Naboo trees, possibly. And it is a little bit of a larger map. There is an Uber Conquest mode available on this map as well. I decided to just go with the regular Conquest game mode. And we have an opportunity to play as Obi-Wan. I don't think we played as Obi-Wan yet. I mean, a lot of the heroes are generally the same, but we haven't shown off Force Wave yet, so I suppose we can show off that Force Power. There isn't a huge variety in terms of Force Powers and units you can use. And I think you probably saw that clone trooper that was standing next to me go flying. And we actually got a team kill on him, even though team kill is disabled. Because this Force Wave, when you charge it up, it really just sends units flying. Like, that guy ended up somewhere way over there. Whoa. That killed me quick. I think that was a tank over there. But yeah, Force Wave is a little bit broken, and not just in terms of being powerful, also in terms of just kind of being silly in terms of how far it can send enemies flying. And we're playing as Clone Commando Xavius. I kind of, as a little Easter egg, threw myself in as a Clone Commando when I created this mod. And all the Republic Commandos, this is something that, another little thing, I feel like I'm doing a lot of nitpicking, but all the Republic Commandos work the same. They all have the Republic Commando rifle and pistol, and then two different types of grenades. You don't get to use all the little attachments like the anti-vehicle attachment and all that. I feel like that's something that maybe should have been added in, or at least to give it a little bit more variety. Some of them maybe could have had the pistol, some of them could have had the anti-vehicle attachment, so on and so forth, but alas, that never really got done. I think that might have been something I was working on for a newer version of the mod that never got finished, but I don't think I have that more recent version of the mod anymore. It's probably been lost to time, which is unfortunate. It would be nice to go ahead and take a look at that, because I think there were a couple extra maps that got added in. One of those maps did get released later. That would be Gylesh Seabed, which is the one we're going to be playing after this one. But other than that, there was also Fahul, which was originally a map in the 607 saga that eventually I decided to remake and add into Ultimate Battlefront: The Clone Wars. But that map I don't think ever got released at all. I'm going to go ahead and hit F1 here just so we can play as somebody else. Commander Cody actually is a different shade of orange/yellow than the rest of the 212 units, which is a little bit odd. I probably should have done a little bit of color fixing there. But he has a blaster carbine and a blaster pistol, and then he also has the orbital strike droid like most other commander units in the mod. And he also has this jetpack, which will obviously get you up in the air, but doesn't really get you very far in terms of distance. It does work a little bit as an escape device, although it's probably just better for getting a vantage point on your enemies. Throw a couple grenades down there. And it looks like we are holding them back pretty well. We are draining the reinforcements. The command post could probably be set up a little bit better in this map, because that one is a little bit difficult to get to, because it's the rock wall over here. I'm going to fly over there real quick, because I think our guys have it handled pretty well over there. But the way the rock wall is set up is you can't really like advance on it from this side. You kind of have to come around. The entrance is over here, and there's a lot of flat, empty land over there that probably could have been covered up. Let's go and take over this AT-RT, because this guy seems to be stuck. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I kind of wish, there's so many little things, honestly, that I kind of wish I could just go in and fix, and just kind of release like a little patch for this mod. Like, I mean, just adding a little bit of scenery around this map, fixing up the command post positioning in a couple maps, like this one and maybe the Jal Khan map. Adding more scenery in the background of pretty much all the maps. There's so many little things that I wish I could do now, that I wish I had done back when this game, or when this mod was in its beta stage, when it was in testing and all that kind of stuff. And I really wish I still had the source files, but I really don't think I have them anymore. I don't know. I think there are still a decent amount of people still playing Battlefront 2 mods. I mean, I can look around and see quite a few gameplay videos still out there, so It's not like the game is completely dead or anything like that, but I don't know. If I had the source files, I might actually make a patch for it. If I can ever locate them at any point, I might end up doing that. I think it would be nice, and maybe throw in, if I felt like it, another map or two. If I got around to making any kind of new maps or anything like that. Because I don't know, going back and playing these kind of gives me the itch to do that, but it's just a little too time consuming. I mean, I spend most of my gaming time nowadays doing YouTube, with occasional doing some other games here and there, although honestly most of the games I play are for YouTube. So yeah, I wouldn't really have the time to get into doing that. Let's go ahead and back up here so we can find a couple teammates who need to be healed. Drop a heal on them. Let's see if we can get a force push off on General Grievous, so we gotta watch out, because if he blocks, then that could be reflected back against us. And we didn't even kill him, so that's kind of disappointment, but gives us a chance to try out a couple more units. Let's back up over here. Let's go ahead and give the Clone Assassin a try. I don't think we played as him yet. We did play as the Magna Guard at one point. The Clone Assassin plays basically the same way. He's kind of the unit you want to keep moving as. Don't stand still, because if you stand still, you get shot and killed. Even if you don't stand still, you're still getting shot at. You do have a back-to-pack, so if you need to heal up real quick, you can. Although you only have one of those, so you kind of got to watch out about how you use it. You can't block blaster bolts, because obviously you don't have a lightsaber, and that wouldn't make sense. But yeah, if you want to play as a Clone Assassin, your best bet is to keep moving. You don't have a lot of health, so let's go ahead and drop our back-to-pack there and keep running around. You kind of basically just want to use your dash attack, because if you stop to use your main attack, you're probably dead, honestly. Because it slows you down way too much, as you see right there. Although I was, right in the middle of a bunch of enemies, but he's kind of like a hit-and-run kind of unit. Who else can we try out? Let's try the Aerial Trooper, for some reason, who has a chain gun, which I believe is the same one that Commander Vax has. I think we used him at the end of last episode. Let's see if we can kill General Grievous here. He also has a pistol that I believe is the same one that the Sniper has. Back-to-pack EMP grenade. Probably could be a bit more creative with the weapon design here. Again, all these little things I wish I could have done. I would have been a little bit more creative with the weapons, done a few different things instead. Because right now, this thing is almost basically just an upgrade to the rifle. And this guy can also obviously fly around too. I could have sworn there was like a stealth trooper you could use with the 212, but I don't know where that unit is. Because I remember making a skin for it, but I didn't see him in our lineup. Let's take a look again. Let's see. Yeah, I could have sworn there was like an actual like stealth trooper, and he had like a black and gray kind of skin, and he could go invisible. But I have no idea where the heck that skin is. That's weird. Okay, let's go ahead and play back in as Obi-Wan again, and see if we can send some more units flying with our force push. It looks like we only have one unit left to kill, which is General Grievous. So let's send him flying and win the game. Alright, so that's the end of that map. The next one we're going to take a look at is going to be Gylesh, which, like I said, is not a map that was originally included in the mod. It was actually released later, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, and here we are on Gylesh Seabed, the last custom map we're going to take a look at for the Ultimate Battlefront: The Clone Wars. Let's go ahead and play as a Super Battle Droid here. You can kind of tell which maps I made later in my modding career, because they tend to be the ones that have the custom models. This map is made up of mostly custom models. All these tunnels are custom, although they have textures reused, I think, from the Death Star map in the default game, because I'm not that good at creating my own textures, although I think a couple of these textures might be made by myself. It's definitely a really dark map, and it is underwater. It might be kind of hard to see on YouTube. I do apologize if that's the case. I probably should have lightened this map up a little bit. I probably could have, put some light sources possibly in the ceiling or something like that. And maybe lightened up some of these main rooms and left these rooms out here a little bit darker. I think that could have been nice, but yeah, again, we're getting into little nitpicks that I kind of wish I had done that I never ended up doing. And some of these models are actually reused from a different map that I don't think I ever really showed anywhere. These little barrier walls with the glowing green things on the side, and this object up here, which looks like some kind of tubes coming out of a box. These came from a map I was making that I think I named like Laser Tag Arena. It was kind of based off of the kind of laser tag games you'd play at like an arcade or something like that. So I had a lot of like little glowing bits and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I said, I never really like announced that or showed it off anywhere, so nobody really got to see that. I think this object right here was also from that map. I think I was also working on some custom sides for that, and if I ever do dig up source files to some of my mods, then that's another map I will definitely take a look at, along with the Earthbound ONET map that I think I might have mentioned at one point, based off of the game Earthbound, obviously. Would be nice to go take a look at that at some point. And for some reason we have the Rocketeer in this map. That should be, instead of being the Rocketeer, it should be just a close quarters kind of unit. It should not have the rocket launcher in this map. That must have been a mistake on my part, but yeah, if I can find the source files, I would love to take a look at that laser tag map that I mentioned, and also take a look at the Earthbound map that I had been making at one point. The Earthbound map did actually get announced, and I posted screenshots of it. It had a work in progress thread at one point, but never really got around to finishing that up. By the way, one little fun thing about this map is you can actually blow up these test tubes over here and get whatever inhabitants were inside it out of it. And in this instance, there was a Wampa in there, and we released him, and he's now hostile to any unit who is in his sights. And I think there's a couple more of those. I think a couple of them might have Gamorreans in them or something like that. Just a fun little feature that I kind of threw in. And another little side thing. This map, in its original incarnation, was going to be, yet again, another map in the 607th saga. And I think I remember announcing it at one point on the Game Toast forums, except it had a completely different kind of form at that time. It was originally supposed to be like a campaign mission where you play as a member of the 607th Legion, and you were captured. I think this took place post Rise of the Empire, and you were kind of captured by the Empire, and you had to escape or something like that. But eventually I just made this into a conquest map, and it completely remade it. It was originally made up of Polis Massa assets, I think, from the stock game, but this is basically just a completely different map, just for the same kind of environment. And we're playing as Asajj Ventress here. I don't think we got a chance to play as her yet. We have Lightsaber Throw and Force Wave. I feel like Force Wave would probably kind of break this game, or break this map, because you could. I'm pretty sure you can push units outside of the walls of the map. I'm gonna give it a try right here, actually. No, he did actually collide with the wall. I feel like there's probably certain places, probably in the corners, where you can make units you were pushing collide with the edges of the map and kind of fly out of the actual area where you can play in, and that would cause the game to not be able to end without... Well, I mean, you could capture all the command posts, I suppose, but other than that, it makes the game a little bit difficult to end, because you will not be able to kill the last remaining units. I'm going to open up these things, maybe. There we go, there's a Gamorrean. Let's see if he takes out Mace Windu. Come on, dude, come on. Unfortunately, Gamorreans are kind of slow, and he did actually succeed in taking that one out. Oops, and we accidentally killed that one. Let's just kill Mace Windu right here before he bugs us anymore. Oops. And there's a double kill. And for some reason, the Gamorreans don't have an actual name. I forgot to localize them, I guess. So it says that we killed Null. That just means that there's no name on file for it. And let's see here. Let's continue going around this way. I did actually up the reinforcement counts for these two maps, just to make sure we have enough time to show off everything I want to show off. The thing with this map is it's kind of just a whole bunch of the same room. The only thing to really differentiate these rooms is that they all have different stuff in them. Probably should have made some more different looking rooms, but again, I mean, again with the hindsight, just looking back and saying, oh, there's so much more I could have done with this. You know, I could even, I don't know, I just feel like there's probably a lot more we could have done, rather than just having, you know, you look at it, it's just a bunch of square rooms with some paths connecting them. I mean, it's a pretty nice map. I mean, it's always nice to have an indoor map in this game, because the indoor maps do tend to work the best in terms of gameplay for this game, and it's always nice to have some new models and stuff like that. So I would say this is probably one of my better maps, I think, just because it is custom models and all that. But at the same time, there's a whole bunch of stuff that could have been done to make it better. So yeah, we're going to continue heading around. And if we can get control of Asajj Ventress here in a couple seconds, I think we're going to get that pop up pretty soon. Then we could probably finish off this map pretty quick, although we are losing at this point in time. There we go. Okay, so let's go and play as Asajj Ventress and spawn over here because I think the clones are probably coming towards us in this direction. Let's get a Force Wave ready so we can throw our opponents around a little bit. So Force Wave is actually a one-hit kill on some units. Kind of depends on how much health they have, I suppose. But in a lot of cases, it's also useful just for knocking enemies back, and also just for the fun of it, throwing them around and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're going to need to get quite a bit of kills here to get us back in the lead in terms of reinforcements. Let's run back in and capture this little control center here. Yeah, another thing I really wish I had done, I mean, I kind of wish I had kept the spirit of the original map alive. I mean, the original Gylesh Seabed map, since it was like a kind of campaign mission, it was kind of linear, and this map is obviously not linear, but I feel like there could have been a bit more in terms of actual landmarks, because you can't really tell one room from another. You guys, especially watching this video, things are going to be kind of dark, so it'll be kind of hard to tell. Even like all the different scenery in each of these rooms here. But yeah, some of these assets, I think like those pipes up there, I think those come from some other map, and a lot of these assets come from just general other areas other than, I mean, just the general assets. Like I picked up a bunch of, you know, whatever looked glowy and green, it looked like it fit in with this map, and kind of just threw it in here. Let's go ahead and play as the Magna Guard now. And we're going to run down this long hallway here. Yeah, just a whole bunch of hallways here. And I feel like I reused some of these crate assets in other maps that I never finished. Because crates are just really, really reusable. I just feel like, I remember when I'd go through making a map, I always felt like I had to put crates everywhere. Because crates make nice little decorations if you're making like a base or something like that. And they also serve as good cover, of course, so I don't know, I feel like crates are kind of like a universal kind of asset, and I probably should have released these crate assets so other people could use them, because, like I said, crates are always nice, and it is kind of tiring to see the same crates used over and over and over again. Let's go and play as a droideka. Yeah, I'll go and give him a try. If I can figure out, there we go, that's the button to go into that mode, and then... Yeah, I don't think the droideka has really changed from the default game, because I don't think I've showed him off yet in this mod. I mean, I think he fires faster, actually, and he might do more damage, but other than that, it's kind of hard to do things with droidekas in mods, because you can't really like give them different weapons. I mean, I guess you could give them like rocket launchers or something firing out of their little blasters, but that'd be a little silly, I think. But there's only so much you can do with the droideka in mods, so... yeah, I kind of did what I could. I kind of changed up the speed of its blasters and everything like that, but that's about all you could really do in terms of changing the droideka. So let's capture this command post back. We've been doing a lot of running around and capturing command posts, and maybe for this map I should have gone back down to the default reinforcement counts. I just felt like when we were doing all the bigger maps that the reinforcements went by pretty fast, but this is a bit of a smaller map, so I probably could have done with us just, oops, didn't mean to go into first person there, with us just doing regular reinforcement counts. And let's get unfolded, and yeah, there we go. Now we can capture this command post up here. This is a nice little unused asset, I think, from the game. It's like a little command center. I don't think this was ever used in the stock game, but it was in the stock assets. So it's kind of nice to have those little things that, you know, never got to see the light of day in the actual game, you know, used other places, because it adds a little bit of variety to the game. You know, now that I'm thinking of it, since we see Commander Thyre over here, one other little thing. I keep talking about all these little things, but I probably should have set it up so that the commander classes in indoor maps such as this one had a different weapon other than Orbital Strike, because Orbital Strike is completely useless in this map. Because if you called on an Orbital Strike in this map, it's just going to hit the ceiling and basically do nothing. There are some maps where it'll probably be a little bit cheaty and kind of come through the ceiling, but I'm pretty sure we have collision on the top of these hallways here, so it wouldn't actually do anything at all, rather. So that'd be a little bit silly, but yeah, I probably should have set up a separate class for that, because I did have a separate class for the anti-vehicle unit, rather than having that. I mean, with the exception of this map where I seem to have made a mistake, the anti-vehicle unit is normally the replaced with a different close quarters kind of unit in indoor maps. And let's try and finish off the last couple clone troopers, see if we can win this map. That would be nice if we could do that. Okay, and we got a couple more clones somewhere. Probably have a couple of them camping at their command posts, because I believe I set up some sniper nodes telling them to hang out there. Here's a guy up here, and I think I see somebody else shooting at me over here. Yeah, a whole bunch of snipers left over because they're all camping by the command posts where the game kind of tells them to hang out. And there's Mace Windu again. Let's see if we can give him a nice little force push. Boom. Where'd he go? He seems to have been pushed so hard he turned into a clone assassin. Oh, we actually killed him. Okay, that's better. Alright, and then coming down this hallway, we got just a regular old clone trooper. And we got 4 more guys to kill. We should be able to find them fairly easily because this is an indoor map. It's not one of those really big maps like the 607th maps. We don't have to, you know, spend like 10 minutes at the end of the mission hunting down the last unit. We got 1 more guy over here, and then we should have just 1 more, probably clone trooper, hanging around, probably by that command post that's being captured right now. Command post number 4. And there's actually 2 guys in there, so let's go and kill this guy. And that's it. So next time, I think we might go ahead and take a look at some of the different game modes and the stock maps in this mod. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're looking forward to the next one.